just to try and get my point across that this is just a regular consumer car. But 3, 2, 1. 40, 60, 80, and just below 100. Well, close enough to 60. The steering wheel, super light. Like, I will use one finger. Okay, I can't use one finger. I tried to use one finger, but I gotta grip it hard if I want to use one finger, but it's easy. We decided if we really needed to brake hard, like, yeah, good brakes. Alright guys, today you guys join me in a 2025 Nissan Kicks. And yes, you guys are right. These things are actually pretty kind of decent. Not bad for the price. And some quick specs. 2-liter inline 4, 141 horsepower, 140 pound-feet of torque, CVT transmission. And this one does come with an optional all-wheel drive system. But let's quickly start her up and do a quick little walk around for you guys. Yep, some might say it is basic, and I really won't fault you for that. And this one is one of the lower trims, because if you come over to this side, we have nothing but poverty buttons, but we do have a heated steering wheel. But let's go outside, walk around, talk a little bit more about this car. This is what our key looks like. Hey, Nissan said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They really haven't changed the key that much, the point where it's anything innovative, but it does have a nice weight to it. And this is what the car looks like. For less than 30k, this is one of the better looking ones in my humble opinion. Very big, gigantic lights, and the grille is arguably the best centerpiece for a car like this with some nice fog lights. This one is finished in a beautiful white. Like, there is, again, it's a basic car, and for the price tag, I'm not gonna try and hype it up to the point where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be the best car money can buy. But for the price tag, it's a pretty decent competitor. And some better enhancements for this one. This one has a clearance of almost 8 inches, so in a country like Canada, where we get a ton of snow, this thing is a beauty to have. And since it also comes with all-wheel drive, it's gonna be even better. The body lines give it a nice little subtle, even friendlier feel to it. It feels a little bit more docile, a little bit more friendly. And I do like that they gave it a little bit of a diffuser, even though they just painted over it making it white. It would have been nice if they made it black, but there's probably higher trim levels out there for you to spec out and have even way more fun with it. And we should talk about it a little bit more. This thing, of course, is going to be known for its fuel economy, the decent space, the good practicality this thing offers. And of course we have a spare tire down here. That is basically the point of a vehicle like this. It's not going to be fancy. And you know what? You really can't hate it. Another thing that you gotta also understand about a car like this is that from what I've read, the seats are pretty comfortable for the price tag. Not bad at all. But also another little weakness this thing does have is the seat. The back seats are not exactly the most roomiest things out there. They're decent, of course, don't get me wrong, but exactly not the most space. As you can see, my knees are just rubbing onto the front seat from a comfortable driving position as a person who's standing at 6 foot. Now, if we hop into the front and talk about the driving feel of this one is surprisingly comfortable. We're not talking Volkswagen Jetta or Volkswagen levels of comfortable and smooth while driving, but it is still pretty enjoyable. We have wireless charging right over here. Well, there we go. This one has, I want to say, a good 7 to 8 inches of screen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Though I like the fact that they still kept these buttons to make it easier to navigate. They didn't just go touchscreen all the way. And I think I lied. This is not wireless charging because my phone still isn't charging. So I was told the wrong thing, unfortunately, but we quickly corrected that. Blind spot monitoring? Nope. No, we don't have blind spot monitoring. Again, this is the poverty. I should stop saying poverty spec. This is the entry level. That's the correct term to use. We have a half digital gauge cluster, one that we can adjust like so, which is not bad. And for a car that calls itself the Nissan Kicks, it doesn't really have that much kick to it, which to me is kind of sad, because I always like to compare these cars to the previous generation and competition of previous generations. Like, let's go with, let's say, a Honda Civic hatchback or something. Those cars, again, probably have the exact same acceleration, but you would feel a little bit of kick from the VTEC engine. That is what made them a little bit more enjoyable. They gave this one a CVT transmission. And yes, it still does have a sport mode that is pressed by this button, that is by the shifter knob right here, puts that into drive sport, making the car a little bit more peppy, a little bit more aggressive, tries to roughen you up a little bit, which again, with 141 horsepower, it's not bad. It's more for the student who just learned that cars can move fast. And the acceleration may feel underwhelming, but again, all these qualities that I am pointing out and all these cons, you would say that, oh, again, this car is not meant to do any of that in any way, shape or form. And it is understandable. The car wasn't designed to do any of this, basically. It was more of a little city getter. Goes to and from in the city, just gets you from point A to point B, saves you as much gas as possible, keeps you comfy, and you can still connect your phone, you can still talk to your friends. And another thing, those are this thing's strongest strengths. And before y'all start making fun of the CVT transmission, as you guys do in almost every video concerning a Nissan with a CVT transmission, these ones are decently reliable. They're not gonna grenade on you, because that's really just a thing of the past. And again, the reputation does stick from time to time, we all get that. But Nissan has taken a few strides forward, because the handful of people who have driven this car live and die by these cars half the time. And you might say, oh, but I don't see people buying them, because most people usually, this car flies under the radar. It's like an undiscovered gem, essentially. The handling is good. And I guess from a regular person's point of view, because I've driven a handful of cars, from a regular civilian's point of view, you really don't need anything more than this. You need a car to get you from point A to point B. It's like somebody who builds computers and then all of a sudden is asking me, oh, should I spend 10K to build my own computers? When you just need a car, when you just need a computer that can go to Microsoft, build you some presentations and do you a solid. I wouldn't recommend you go do that, essentially. Alright, so I want to quickly redo my computer analysis. I'm in a different car, but basically my analysis was, let's say you're a regular person, you want to go ask your friend who's a huge computer nerd. He has a $10,000 computer set up and everything. He built it with his own 2 hands. And you ask him, hey, I need some advice. I want to go buy a computer. He's not going to tell you, oh yeah, I want you to spend 8K to build up a computer to be exactly like mine, when you just want to use Microsoft and watch your YouTube videos all day. He would just tell you, oh, go get a MacBook. There's no need for you to spend ridiculous amounts of money for a computer that half of the features you're not going to be using. It's the same thing with the Nissan Kicks. I could recommend you to, oh, go crazy and go buy, let's say, anything way more expensive, but then you don't need half of those features. I can tell you, oh, go buy a Mercedes and all these extra stuff, and you're like, I don't really need all these extra features. I don't need a big V8 in my car. I just want something that's fuel economy, something reliable, and something simple. That's where the Nissan Kicks comes in. That's the kind of analogy I was trying to go through, but then I think I went a little bit too quick through it so that people wouldn't be able to understand it, but now I try to explain it a little bit better. Hopefully the point sticks now, basically, you know? But we're gonna do a quick little 0 to 60, because that was really just a little rant, just to try and get my point across that this is just a regular consumer car. But 3, 2, 1. 40, 60, 80, and just below 100. Well, close enough to 60. And if we really needed to brake hard, like, yeah, good brakes, especially for the size of this thing, because this thing is pretty light, and the steering wheel super light. Like, I will use one finger. Okay, I can't use one finger. I tried to use one finger, but I gotta grip it hard if I want to use one finger. But it's easy, it's maneuverable, and not gonna lie, there's a lot of feedback coming into the steering wheel. Helps me know exactly what's happening with this car. Would I need that much feedback coming into it? Really? No, because again, most sports cars are the ones who, what would I say, like, lay the point thick that you can get a lot of feedback from the steering wheel to know what the car is doing. This one, soft suspension, gets it from point A to point B. decent in everything that it does. Again, some people might say the cons is that, oh, the insulation isn't that good, and I would say, do you want to spend 50k for this car, or do you want to spend just below 30k? You decide, because this thing has got to be affordable for the masses. And let's say you're just starting first off into your career, you're making somewhat good money, and you don't want to blow it off for like an entry-level used luxury car. You could get this, good mileage, will come under warranty, and will take care of all your needs essentially. And if you really feel like the sport mode isn't enough for you, you can always go lower levels, and then you can just still not take off as quickly, but you can feel a little bit of, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, you won't feel any excitement driving a car like this. It's really like the neutral parent who's there, supportive, very reliable, just gonna be there to make sure you don't do anything stupid. And essentially, you can't do anything stupid. And some will say it takes a little bit of the fun away from these cars. But again, they are really, I wouldn't say there's no longer a market for cheap, affordable cars that do one specific thing that is crazy enough stupid, because cars are getting too expensive. For that little bit extra performance, you're gonna be paying a little bit more, which then defeats the purpose of an affordable car, right? The purpose of this car is just to be a daily go-getter, the daily drive, the car that gets you from point A to point B, that does everything proper, and essentially does its job well. And yes, we do have adaptive cruise control, and we do have lane. No, this is not lane keep assist, but we do have adaptive cruise control, which we're gonna engage right now and set and see just how well she does. Because I did, okay, I'm not trusting it because I don't know if we, again, it's an affordable car, so I can't bash it for not being Tesla levels of essentially driving experience and autonomous driving. But again, we do have lane keep assist. The thing about Nissan is what I keep forgetting is that they don't put their lane keep assist icon on the mirror right here. They put it right here. This is your lane keep assist, which again, there's really no explanation for it. Why would they do it like that? But if you drive any other car, you notice that their lane keep assist icon is over there. As you can see, it's turning on right now, telling me that there's a car right there, which again gets the job done. But if you didn't know, you would have never figured that part out, that it does have lane keep assist. And another thing is, even though we do have adaptive cruise control, okay, there, we're trying to set it, and we're gonna try one more time. We're gonna accelerate to 50, follow closely behind this person, and see how she adjusts, which it seems to be doing a pretty decent job though. From time to time, you just never know, right? But I am certain this thing is good. And of course, we also have pretty good crash, what's the word I'm looking for? Crash ratings, essentially. This thing is one of the safer vehicles out there, good hatchback. And I would say, if I were to make it compete with, let's say, hatchback levels, Volkswagen Golfs, Toyota Corollas, for example, anything that comes in a hatchback form, this should be on your radar. Although for some reason people just never really seem to like them, even though they're, again, very decent cars. And that's really all you can have with a car like this, really. Let me know what you guys think, because we can easily find a lot of cons, because we could just start hating on it, saying that, oh, the build material, yada yada yada, which again, for the price tag, ain't bad. And then we can also start loving on it, saying that for the price tag, this is really good. This is also very reliable. This is gonna be very cheap on fuel. The parts are gonna be cheap. Everything about this thing is built for affordability in mind. So that's the thing, that's a fine balance, to a point where it feels for me, because again, I do like my sporty cars. I do like the little hatchbacks that are a little bit extra for no good reason. I do love them, but I can also understand the beauty of this car. So it's all about the balance. Do you make it so affordable and so appease to the general masses that a person like me could not even begin to enjoy it? oh, do we try to make it a niche car for the one person, like an M4 GTS, for example? Very crazy example, but trying to get my point across, essentially, that at what point, if they could make a GR Corolla version of this car, like 300 horsepower front-wheel drive manual transmission car of this, to bring more attention to the simpler models of this, I think it will work wonders. But we'll just have to wait and see how well this car does for itself, really. But anyway, guys, this has been Morty in the 2025 Nissan Kicks. Take care and peace.